Day 13. We are near the end and I'm already feeling sad. So what am I talking about today? I mean, I don't even know who put these topics together, but I feel like I'm about to go into confession time because this one is so important to my growth, and I think so important to everybody else's growth. Yes, we can go and see a therapist, but my true work, my true mission as a transformation coach is for you to, as a minimum, have self-empowerment to find ways or things you do that no longer serve you. So how can you find out patterns of behavior? And I'm going to go a little bit further. I'm going to share a little bit, but I am going to talk about this a bit more in my mindset webinar. How can you find patterns of behavior and ideally disrupt them? So what are patterns of behavior? I'm going to get vulnerable and I'm going to share you one of mine, which by the way is probably 1 in 3 people, but I'm going to talk about me. And what I want you to do is think about you. It's taken me a while to figure out that one of my patterns is to avoid anything that's too painful. And whether that is physical pain, but most of the time emotional pain. And what typically happens is we have gone through an incident in our life that I know we're trying to forget and most of us are trying to suppress, that has triggered some of us having an avoidant nature, an avoidant relationship. And so my pattern is that if something gets too difficult, even though I'm a fighter, even though I am resilient, even though I have tenacity like no other, I still will want to avoid it. And what I found out today when I had, a version of my coaching session, therapy, and I truly believe, especially during these times, there are so many coaches out there who are offering low price coaching because we need it now more than ever. And if there was ever a time to get to know you, it would be now while there is downtime. But what I found out today in my session was that I was avoiding things that I didn't even think I was avoiding. Like I literally felt I was putting myself forward. I literally felt I was coming out of my comfort zone because my story had me hiding in the shadows. I don't talk. I've got no business being on here trying to have a conversation with you because the old me would have been saying, well, who are you? Who wants to listen to you? Your life's a little bit jacked up, so why would anyone want to listen? But I've had to get comfortable with being uncomfortable because there were messages I received and the Martin Luther Kings and the Rosa Parks. How can I make a difference if I hide in the shadows? How can I make a difference? Why are we always waiting for somebody else? Until you realize behaviors and patterns and behaviors that you keep repeating, that is making you play small, is when you realize what your true potential is when you start to realize what your life's purpose is. Now, I'm still trying to figure this ish out. I'm trying to figure out whether this is just the game of life we are playing. The game of life being we keep on growing and keep on trying to understand who we are and what our life's mission is. But just when I thought I had things sorted out, just when I thought I was breaking generational patterns, I find out there's so much more to go. And I find it coming through my daughter. I find it coming through my son. So you notice patterns when you are in a place of frustration or pain. I know we are so busy saying the other person is at fault for how I'm feeling. But I want to kind of give you a gentle hug and then a gentle nudge to say, are you repeating any patterns here? I'm going to give you another example. If you come from the school of thought where you say, why are people always leaving me? Why am I always left behind? I want you to go through all those experiences. And I'm not saying to blame yourself. Don't do that. Love yourself. Forgive yourself. But go back and find out what patterns have you been giving out or receiving that would make these circumstances appear. Now, this is such a deep conversation that I'm not going to do this justice in even 10 minutes. So I really want you to come to my online program. I've made it so that it is affordable. It's $10, and that is for you to have your commitment. read up on me. This isn't about the money. This is about me being so dedicated to having you there. But I want you to be committed. Because the minute you find out patterns that no longer serve you, behaviors that no longer serve you, can you then start to interrupt it? And if I was to share my story, it takes years. That's not a bad thing. On the premise you focus on the journey. We are all so bothered about that end destination. I don't know about you, but every time I achieve a goal, I take a deep breath for all of 3 months, and then I'm like, what next? And so they're going to be another set of challenges. So I'm asking you to stop long enough the next time you feel uncomfortable. There are some patterns in that. And even if that pattern is how you receive or respond to how other people act towards you, that is a pattern. Let's interrupt it so that you can step into your light. Oh my gosh, this one has been so juicy. I can't even stop talking. All right, that's enough from me. I do want to see you at my webinar, but interact with me, tell you how you feel, tell me how you feel, and just share your thoughts. All right, love and light. Mwah. Bye-bye.